I spent 3 hours cleaning, and 20 minutes later it looked like I hadn't touched a thing. If you know that feeling, the kind where no matter how much you do, the mess always wins, you are not alone. That's why today I'm sharing 18 of the laziest, easiest cleaning habits that have actually kept my home tidy with way less effort than before. These are the small things I do almost without thinking now, and they've made a big difference in how calm my space feels. If you're constantly cleaning but never feel caught up, this video will change the way you approach mess. Especially number 17, it's the habit that finally helped me stop chasing the to-do list. And if this is your first time here, welcome. This channel is for smart, overwhelmed women who want a calmer home, not a perfect one. So if that's you, go ahead and subscribe. Now let's get into it. Let's start in the bathroom because honestly, this is the room that gets gross the fastest. Maybe it's the water, the steam, the toothpaste blobs no one claims. But somehow, even after you clean it, it slips right back into being messy. So to keep the bathroom from turning into a full-blown project every weekend, I rely on tiny resets. Things I can do while I'm already there that don't feel like extra work. The first habit is this. Before tossing a towel into the hamper, I give the room a quick wipe down. I'll use it to swipe the countertop, clean off the sink, maybe even catch some dust along the baseboards. It's not deep cleaning. It's just a final job before it hits the laundry. No extra effort, no special sprays. But it leaves things just a bit fresher and helps me avoid that, how did this get so gross again moment. The second habit is something I started doing without even thinking, and now I don't go a day without it. While I'm washing my hands, I use that moment to clean the sink too. My hands are already covered in soap, the water's already running, and I'm standing right there, so why not? I just swirl the suds around the basin with my fingers, especially near the drain where grime builds up. Then I rinse my hands and the sink at the same time. That's it. It doesn't take any longer, but it keeps the sink from turning into a science experiment later in the week. And honestly, it feels good to know that something stayed clean without adding a single thing to my to-do list. The third habit is one I used to think was kind of weird, until I tried it, and now it's just part of my routine. I clean the shower while I'm already in there. Not a deep scrub, nothing intense. Just a quick wipe down while I'm waiting for my conditioner to soak in, or when I've got a few quiet moments. I keep a sponge or a scrubber nearby, something safe and simple, and I'll do a light pass over the tiles or swipe down the tub. Because the truth is, when the water's already warm and everything's a little softened, it takes way less effort. You're already in the space already wet, and that mental barrier of, I have to clean the shower just disappears. It's one of those tiny habits that saves you from ever needing a full-on scrub session again. The fourth habit is one I didn't expect to matter, but it's made a real difference. I switched from bar soap to liquid body wash. I know it sounds minor, but bar soap tends to leave that filmy, chalky residue, the kind that clings to tiles and builds up in corners. And with 3 kids, I don't have time to scrub soap scum off the shower walls every week. Since switching to body wash, the difference is honestly kind of amazing. There's less buildup, less gunk stuck to the floor, and the whole shower stays cleaner between washes. I don't have to work as hard. And that's the goal, right? It's one of those invisible helpers, a tiny change that cuts down the mess before it even starts. The fifth habit is more about prevention than cleaning, and it takes less than 10 seconds. I add a little toilet bowl cleaner or a few drops of essential oil right into the toilet brush holder. That way, every time I use the brush, it's already sitting in something fresh. No weird smells, no lingering grime. And honestly, it just feels cleaner even when I haven't gotten around to scrubbing the toilet yet. It's such a small detail, but it makes the whole bathroom smell a bit better and feel more maintained. I used to think of the toilet brush as kind of gross. Now it feels like part of a system that works quietly in the background. And that's really the theme here, low-effort habits that work with you, not against you. So those are the 5 bathroom habits I rely on, small things I do without much effort. But they've made this space so much easier to manage. And if your bathroom or your whole house ever feels so messy you don't even know where to start, you'll want to stick around for the next video where I walk you through exactly how I reset a chaotic space without feeling overwhelmed. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. But for now, let's move into laundry because as soon as you finish one load, somehow there's always another one. The first laundry habit is simple, but it solved one of my biggest frustrations. I placed a laundry basket in every single bedroom, one for each person. It sounds obvious, but before this I was constantly picking up socks from under the bed, chasing shirts left on chairs and wondering where all the dirty clothes were hiding. Now everyone has a spot. And on laundry day, I just walk through the house, grab the baskets, and I'm ready to go. No more guessing games, no more piles in random corners. It also helps keep bedrooms tidier during the week because when there's a clear place for dirty clothes to go, they're much more likely to end up there. It's a small shift, but it's made laundry feel way less chaotic. The next laundry habit made the biggest difference in how I feel about laundry, not just how I do it. Instead of washing clothes every time the basket fills up, I chose 2 days a week and made those our official laundry days. For us, it's Wednesday and Saturday. That's when everything gets washed, dried, folded, and returned, and outside of those days, I don't think about it. There's something really calming about knowing, okay, I'm not behind, it's just not laundry day yet. This habit helped me stop feeling like laundry was a never-ending background task. Now it has a home in the rhythm of the week, and that alone lifted a lot of mental clutter. These two habits made laundry feel less like a daily battle and more like something I could actually stay on top of. Now let's move into the kitchen and some of the appliances we use every day, because when those stay cleaner, the whole home feels easier to manage. The first thing I do in the kitchen that saves me time is use the dishwasher for way more than just dishes. At first it felt a little odd, but now I regularly throw in things like oven filters, fridge shelves, silicone baking mats, and even dusty light covers. As long as it fits on the rack and it's safe for the machine, I let the dishwasher take care of it. Instead of hand scrubbing every awkward piece one by one, I run a quick cycle and let it do the work for me. Of course, I keep greasy pans separate and don't overload them. But honestly, this habit has saved me hours over time and cleared off my mental to-do list more than once. It's a small act of delegation to an appliance I already use every day. The next kitchen habit is all about keeping things working better with less effort. Every now and then, maybe once every week or two, I pour a cup of white vinegar into the top rack of the dishwasher and run a normal cycle. That's it. No scrubbing, no fancy cleaners. It helps remove buildup inside the machine, keeps it smelling fresh, and even helps it clean the dishes more effectively. And yes, I usually do this while washing a load of dishes so it doesn't feel like an extra step. This habit felt so unnecessary when I first heard about it. But once I tried it, I noticed the difference right away. The dishwasher looked cleaner, and so did everything that came out of it. It's one of those background habits that just quietly makes your life easier. The next habit is quick, like under 10 seconds, but it makes a big difference in how clean your kitchen feels. Right after I heat something up in the microwave, I take a soft cloth or a paper towel and give the inside a quick wipe. Because it's still warm and steamy, any splatters or residue come off super easily, no scrubbing, no stuck-on mess. It's one of those tiny windows of opportunity that most of us miss. And then we wonder why the microwave turns into a crusty science project a week later. Now wiping it down is just part of using it, like closing the door or taking the food out. And honestly, it keeps things looking fresh without ever needing a full clean. It's one of those do it now, skip the deep clean later kind of habits, and I'm all for that. The next habit is more of a prevent the mess before it starts kind of trick, and it's ridiculously simple. I use a splatter cover every time I heat something in the microwave. It's just a lightweight plastic or silicone lid that goes over your plate or bowl. That's it. It catches the pops, the splashes, the bubbling over messes, all the things that normally get caked onto the microwave walls. And because I use it every time, I almost never have to deep clean the microwave anymore. It just stays clean. It's one of those tools that takes zero extra energy but saves you from dealing with the annoying aftermath. You can find them online or in most kitchen sections, and honestly, mine was just a few dollars. Easily one of the best low-effort upgrades I've ever made. The next habit is for one of the messiest, most annoying cleaning jobs in the kitchen: oven racks. Instead of scrubbing them for ages or giving up altogether, I just soak them in the bathtub overnight. I fill the tub with warm water, add a good squeeze of dish soap, sometimes a little baking soda too, and lay the racks in to soak while I sleep. By morning, the baked-on grease and grime practically slides off with a quick wipe or rinse. No elbow grease, no frustration, and no more putting it off for weeks. It's such a relief to know there's a way to handle this without turning it into a project. And honestly, I don't miss the scrubbing one bit. Those small habits in the kitchen, letting the machines do more of the work, staying one step ahead of the mess, have saved me so much time and frustration. Now let's move into some general shortcuts. Little things I've picked up that make the whole house easier to stay on top of without needing a full cleaning day. This first general shortcut is an old-school tip, but it works and it takes 2 seconds. Before I put in a new trash bag, I crumble up a few pieces of newspaper and lay them in the bottom of the bin. That's it. Nothing fancy. But it makes a huge difference. The newspaper soaks up any liquids that might leak, which helps prevent those mystery puddles at the bottom of the can. It also helps with odor, especially if you're throwing away food scraps or diapers. And because the mess never really hits the plastic, it means I don't have to scrub the bin nearly as often. It's one of those quiet little habits that saves time later and keeps the gross stuff from getting worse than it needs to. The next habit is one of those game changers that's all about accessibility. I used to pull out our big vacuum every time I saw crumbs on the floor, which meant I'd usually just ignore them because honestly, who wants to wrestle with a heavy machine for a few crumbs? Then I got a cordless handheld vacuum and everything changed. Now when I see something on the floor, a snack spill, pet hair, bits of dirt by the door, I can grab it, clean it in 30 seconds and move on. There's no setup, no dragging cords, no mental hurdle. And because it's so easy to use, I use it more often, which keeps the floors looking cleaner without ever feeling like a chore. It's not just about the tool, it's about removing friction from the task. This next habit might feel like a small boundary, but it has a big impact. We made our home a no-shoes zone. Nothing strict or dramatic, just a quiet household rule: shoes come off at the door. Why? Because most of the dirt, dust, and pollen that ends up on your floors doesn't come from inside, it's tracked in from the outside. And once it's in, it spreads fast. By leaving shoes at the entryway, we cut down on how often we need to sweep, mop, or vacuum. The floors just stay cleaner longer. We also added a little bench and a shoe basket near the door to make it easier. Nothing fancy, just enough to make the habit feel natural. It's a quiet shift that makes a visible difference and helps the whole house feel a little calmer. Those quick little shortcuts might not seem like much on their own, but together they've made my home feel lighter without adding to my mental load. Now let's move into a few habits that are more about when and how you clean, ways to fit it into your day without even thinking about it. The habit helped shift my mindset on the days when I don't have time or energy for a proper workout. I started thinking of cleaning as a form of movement. Vacuuming, scrubbing, carrying laundry up and down the stairs, it all counts. And when I approach it that way, it doesn't feel like I missed something. It feels like I showed up in a different way. Some days I even throw on a playlist and let myself move with a little more intention, reaching, lifting, squatting. Nothing dramatic, just present. It's not about burning calories. It's about stacking benefits. The house gets tidier, my body gets moving, and I don't walk around feeling guilty for skipping a workout. It's a mindset shift, and it really helps. The next habit sounds almost too simple, but it's one of the easiest ways to fit in small cleaning wins without even noticing. Whenever I'm on the phone, whether it's a casual catch-up or waiting on hold, I use that time to tidy. I'll fold some laundry, wipe down a counter, empty the dishwasher, or pick up toys while I'm listening. It doesn't have to be intense. I'm not deep cleaning the bathroom while chatting with a friend, but moving while talking helps me stay productive without feeling like I'm cleaning. Sometimes I even surprise myself with how much I get done just from pacing the house and doing little resets during one phone call. It's a habit that turns passive time into peaceful progress. This last habit isn't about cleaning, it's about starting. Whenever I feel stuck or resistant, like I know I need to clean the table or start a load of laundry, but Don't want to, I use the 3-2-1 method. I say it out loud or in my head 3, 2, 1, go. And then I move. There's something about giving your brain a short countdown that cuts through the hesitation. It skips the overthinking, the avoidance, the dragging it out. You just begin. I use it on myself and I use it with my kids. It's surprisingly effective, especially for those tasks that take less time to do than to dread. Because once you start even for 5 minutes, you're already ahead of where you were. And those are 18 small habits I rely on to keep my home feeling calmer even when life is anything but. They're not about doing more. They're about making less feel like enough. And if you've ever looked around your house and thought, where do I even start? You're not alone. In the next video, I'll walk you through how I reset a messy home step by step, especially on the days when I feel completely overwhelmed. No checklist, no pressure, just one clear place to begin and a gentle path forward. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it, and I'll see you there.